Eastern PA Weather 30 meteorologist Bobby Martrich here with your outlook for July 14th, 2016. For your Thursday, we're going to have a very hot and very humid day today. And this is all in advance of a cold front moving eastward. I do think this cold front is going to be lagged up a little bit, so we're not going to get the entire area into showers and thunderstorms today. But we will definitely be hot and very humid, very humid. We're going to have a southwesterly wind out ahead of this front. Of course, the warm front came through yesterday. Warm front is now situated up in this area here, and your cold front is sitting back here like this with your low pressure center up here. So this is all going to move eastward. Being on this side of the warm front, and those southwesterly winds will kick up the heat and humidity quite a bit. Very high moisture content in the atmosphere today. This will lead to some storms that will dump some heavy rain once again, much like yesterday. And that's in the areas that we think that it's going to get it. I'll show you that in a minute. We also are going to have heat advisories all around the Philadelphia area. Excessive heat warnings in and around the Delaware Valley, specifically for heat indices up to 105 degrees today, and 100 degrees in those areas surrounding. That includes places like the Lehigh Valley up into New Jersey and around its east side and down into Delaware. So those areas are going to be in excessive heat as well. The city of Philadelphia itself should reach about 105 degrees at peak today as far as heat index, or what it actually feels like outside. So we're going to move this ahead here, and I'll take a look at these storms as they move eastward. This is again along a cold front, but you can see, like what the global models have been suggesting all week, this area right here is really the area that we need to watch for in our coverage area. So that includes all of east central PA, northeast PA, parts of northwestern portions of New Jersey, and maybe western portions of southeast PA. I think the southern areas, if you look on here, are really not going to get into too much here. So that might exclude areas like Philadelphia, with nothing more than isolated down in this area. Much of southern New Jersey and Delaware might miss out on this as well. So go over to the NAM. Now, I'm not really too thrilled about the NAM, but I'm going to show you this anyway. The reason I'm not too thrilled is because we looked at this, the same model yesterday, when we were looking for, well, actually the night before, looking for the storms and the coverage of storms that were going to occur on Wednesday, and that was totally off base, and it was very underdone. And this might be underdone as well. I think I got a little bit more activity than what's shown here at 2 p.m. on Thursday. Moving ahead to 5 p.m., it quickly scoots off eastward into New Jersey. And then you see the theme here. It's pretty much staying north of these areas in the south, in Delaware and southern New Jersey. So that part I do agree with. I just think there's going to be a little bit more coverage here with showers and thunderstorms. Now, I think the primary threat today from any storms are going to be from slow-moving thunderstorms that are going to dump a tremendous amount of rain. So torrential downpours. We have very high precipitable water values in the atmosphere, which is your loaded moisture content from the surface all the way up to about 10,000 feet or so. The column, like we call it, is very saturated, so that's going to allow for any of these storms to produce very heavy rainfall, much like what happened on Wednesday, and also very vivid lightning. We have very high instability values that are going to be in place, so they're going to have that. Usually contributes to a greater amount of higher frequency anyway of lightning, so you should have some pretty vivid light shows, cloud ground strikes. So just be careful if you're outside today, and be wary of that. I don't think you're dealing with too much in the way of a wind or hail threat today. Just because of the setup here. It's not really looking at lapse rates are very good. So anyway, we're going to go past this to the next frame here and show you what happens in the early part of the overnight. This disappears. So we're going to become partly cloudy overnight. The front's still back behind us here. So I think these storms are going to do much like they did on Wednesday. Once you lose the daytime heating, then everything kind of dies off as we head toward later in the evening. Once you get to about 8, 9 o'clock at night, things start winding down. Going a little bit further here to Friday, still going to be a hot day, but I think a lot less humid because they're going to have a front come through. And the exception of that will be areas southeast here where the front will come in a little bit later. So once that front comes through in the evening, finally southeastern areas, you will get a break. But you will get that break in the humidity further northwest a little bit earlier. And then after that point, we'll be a lower humidity weekend, it looks like. Going into Saturday, we're looking at a partly cloudy day and nothing going on as far as precipitation is concerned. Partly to mostly sunny here on Sunday also. The humidity not too bad there either. And then we get into Monday. We're going to have another system that's going to be coming in from the west. Might have a couple isolated showers or thunderstorms. I wouldn't bank on this one just yet. I think the better chance here is going to be here on Tuesday when this next system moves through. It gives a more scattered chance of showers and thunderstorms. Again, that's Tuesday we're looking at for that. But still remaining hot after this period. I don't think we're going to get any cool shots, and we're expecting the temperatures to really increase as we get into past the 20th. I think we get into a stormier pattern as well, We're going to have a ring of fire pattern set up here in the Midwest where the big high pressure is going to be centered somewhere in the Midwest. This is going to be off the map a little bit, but you got a big high pressure that's sitting out here that's going to just park itself there and just this big dome of heat in the Central Plains. Very dry, very hot temperatures there, but the track of storms over the top might get us a stormier pattern as we head into the second half of the month. If these storms kind of come over the top of the ridge like this, and then we can get into a stormier pattern for at least the last 10 days of July. But we'll cover that on a more individual basis as we get a little bit closer. Of course, we'll have our long range also on Friday, our long range outlook that comes out to the public once a week on Friday. We'll have more information on that at that time. I'm Eastern PA Weather Authority meteorologist Bobby Martrich. That is your outlook for July 14th, 2016. Have a great Thursday.